Due to restrictions, many international journalists are unable to get visas. The youth started this revolution so they feel a sense of ownership. They're reporting, videotaping, taking photographs, blogging, they're on Twitter. They're doing a lot of the things that journalists do. They feel proud of it and they feel like this is what they should do. I'm participating in different things. So on the one hand, working with different youth groups in the square to promote awareness on certain issues in Yemen and trying to get the word across through my blog. I wanted to promote more positive stories about Yemen, stories that are not really always in the mainstream media. Since the start of the revolution, I've had a lot more people following the blog, a lot more people adding me on Twitter. When something bad happens, when violence occurs against protesters, for example, I try to take pictures to document, put it on my blog, and then spread it on Twitter, because Twitter, in seconds, it will reach so many people. The more information we can put out there to the world, the more they will listen and the more they'll have an eye on Yemen and what's happening, and people will care.
When the revolution started in the country, I decided then to take my small camera and started talking to the camera, saying what's going on, what's happening in the country.
The role of the media has been very strong in our revolution here in Sana'a.
The caricature image that international journalists and mainstream media outlets have about Yemen is not true. There is more to the story of Yemen than Al-Qaeda and to terrorism and to bombings and the whole 9 yards that comes along with that story.
Protesters have been using social media to expose the lies.
That's why I try to cover for the people to see.
As I'm a journalist who write in English, that makes me one of the sources that people want to get in touch with. I post my articles on Facebook and Twitter, and my friends share it. Other people get to read it. People are really talented back there in the square, and they have never been trained before. I also go to the square to interview the simple people who are protesting, to get deep information about the protest and to know more about who are Yemenis and what's their needs.
جينا لساحة التغيير، نريد التغيير النظام. ما كانش يقدروا حتى الفنان أو الممثل، ما فيش احترام له. لذلك احنا اليوم جينا عملنا مسرحية عن النظام الفاسد والأنظمة وأيضا الرشوة. نشتي حياة كريمة، لأن الشعب اليمني الصدق يعني انظلم كثير، انظلم كثير ويكفي له أنا وبس يعني. كلكم بعد أولادكم، ولا نبني ما نعيش ما نشتهي ظلام.
I think I was the only one who's tweeting live from any march or any attacks. People were dying in front of me, and it was a scary scene that I couldn't explain. At the same time, I felt responsible for spreading the word because no cameras could capture what was happening there. Whenever I tweet, whenever I use Facebook, there are people following and waiting for any updates. This is my life now. It's all about the revolution. This is the message. It's one of many. It says if you don't stop mobilizing and encouraging young people, soon you will be in the political prison. Some of them might be serious, some of them might be just words, but even they're not going to stop me. You can see young leaders leading the revolution. Whatever happens, Yemen is going to be a better place. That's something I'm sure of.